to tell you that we are going to launch page grilling, a quite new format for us, which is about a fast and dynamic meeting between startups and potential investors, which is indeed a grilling session between them. This will be the first run for us, for our association. I do hope it will go successful. We have a super group, panel group, 3 experienced investors. One of the startup presenters reported ill, by the way, but I'd like to invite Andrii Brodetskyi, moderator and investment analyst from Horizon Capital. Yeah, hi everyone. I've been working a lot with early stage teams, and right off the bat, I'd like to tell you that investors are seldom to sincerely respond to you because of low motivation they have. It's a fast-paced decisions. Interested, not interested. An investor isn't going to waste time digging in deep details of what he did or didn't like in your startup. Just expect a diplomatically short answer. This is what we are going to dig deeper into at this session, and we are going to hear from 3 very interesting startups and 3 cool investors. So please welcome Roman Prokofiev, co-founder of Jooble, participant of the Strategic Council of the Union, seed and round A investor. Jooble is one of the world's biggest employment companies. He immediately invested in 20 businesses and is a limited partner in 2 venture funds. Back in 22, while at Kyiv Polytechnic, he with his friend, Mr. Tokarov Anatoly, would set up Jooble, and the company wasted no time in becoming one of the world leader in that. Next panelist, Dmytro Dubrovskyi, co-founder of Uklon and of Nezlamni investment fund. The founder of the cab hailing service Uklon. And in 23, he stepped down from his chair position at the company to become the founder of the Nezlamni investment fund. The third investor to grill our startup, please welcome Marianna Bonechi, the managing partner of the Dnipro VC fund. She works from the AI perspective. And we have 2 first pieces to grill. Ruslan Okhrimovych, CEO and co-founder of effie. Hi, can I have my presentation? Okay. So, big companies manufacturing consumer goods spend a whopping 27% of their revenues to do trade promotions. 55% of these promotions fall flat because they're simply not performed at shops, which leads to a big problem of 25% losses at sales. In order to sell their goods to end consumer, at least 3 players have to work: producers, distributors, and retailers. Most of these partnerships fail to be efficient because of lack of transparency and too many people involved in the process. Just imagine, what if a partner ecosystem would exist without double checks, without additional costs to implement all the agreements between the players? I'm Ruslan, I'm the CEO and co-founder of effie. We work to implement standards at trading floors and to ensure effective partnerships. Our product is about no-code all-in-one SFA with additional management functionality to ensure implementation of agreements between the producers and retailers. And it all has AI-based agents with a computer vision functionality. Our core values involved sales growth increase by 26%, cutting expenses by up to 30%. And we are different in that we provide subscription to our customers to ensure regular upgrades and refinements of services for them with regularly updated, transparent budgets. And we add our additional services to our subscriptions. These are not IT based. It's about directory books, consultations, following and supporting agreements between parts in the ecosystems. We have more than 60 clients across 13 countries with 50% growth rate. We've been raising 4.2 million and we are looking for more. Thank you. Anyone willing to give some first feedbacks? Yeah, you can hurt me a lot. Well, I'm a bit uncomfortable because we've seen each other before that, but just my first impression. For some reason, startups think that every investor has a good knowledge of just every market or segment. For some reason, this isn't true. My past is was connected to retail, and even with my experience, I am not completely sure about what problems you suggest to solve. Those figures, numbers, whistled up, but I fail to understand why I seem to be having the problems and why you are guaranteed to help me sort it out. And if you are not clear about things, then probably you won't be that much interested. This is a dark story for me. Another thing, I would really like to hear about the scaling up perspective, what you'd like to achieve, because your customers are mostly B2B ones with quite a long turnover cycle. So why do you think the money will work for you? The third thing, from my experience, in 99% cases out of 100 cases, if we see a startup that is not a champion on the local market, who claims to be wanting money to go externally, most of the time this is the case of someone not knowing what he or she is wanting to do. If you're not a market leader and you want to be ambitious and want to delve into the most competitive market in the EU, probably this is your weak point that you have no answer to. Okay, I feel I've been beaten already. Can I respond? Yeah, not so fast. Just quickly from my side. We asked for your deck in advance, and it wasn't clear even for us what was it all about. For two others, you could read that without any explanations and understand everything completely. Meanwhile, here, I had to go for an application, and the app is, by the way, another thing, because its current rating stands at 2.2 with lots of negative comments regarding tariffs and so on. We can understand that, but again, many people complain for its poor performance. Meanwhile, you have a company, you're not quite a startup, you already generate revenue, and you seem to have a product which is far from the optimal one. So we should have been able to assess your revenue stream, but your data, most recent ones, go back to 2023. We would expect at least forecasts for some periods here this year. And also, a quarterly representation would somehow facilitate understanding of the seasonality, how things have been going for you. Yeah, you're a bit easier to assess because you have your revenue stream to judge, but again, another thing that's perplexed me, you have FE startup, but you have IPLAND company. So as a co-founder, do you represent IPLAND, a bigger one, or do you represent FE? There is another question from here. Which product is more dear to you? Are you going to work more with FE in mind, or you will be working more with IPLAND in mind? Because, yeah, there's lots of founders roaming around and asking for money because they want some side product to be launched. But like, they have a stable business somewhere and they want to risk my money in an attempt to launch a secondary product to see if it flops or if it flies, So, that's it, actually. Yeah, can I comment? Thank you. Sorry, Marianna.
I will switch to English. It's just much easier to me. So overall, I'm a little bit biased, Ruslan, because you were pitching in San Francisco at one of my events. So I a little bit know about this FE. So absolutely agree with the feedback from before. When I opened your pitch deck, I was shocked how many abbreviations you have. So your assumption that everyone knows what is CPG, what is SVA, so just like spell it out. This abbreviation is very confusing. What I recall you mentioned in San Francisco that you plan to expand to US market. So what I would like to understand, how do you plan to do this? Are you going to be responsible for sales? Who is going to be, if not, are you going to be hiring some sales executive? Do you already have this pipeline of these folks that you need to hire? So I would need to understand that. And the second one, because you are showing really amazing logos among your customers on your website and on your pitch deck. So I'm trying to understand like the concentration, first of all, of these customers. If there is a particular concentration, let's say you have 50% revenue from 5 or 1 customer or 2, and maybe you can walk me a little bit more on the geographies. What is the majority of your revenue come from? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ruslan, давай дуже коротко feedback.
Okay, Ruslan, just briefly your feedback. IPLAND and FE are one company. We are in the process of rebranding from one into another. Come next year, there will be just FE, so nothing about me wearing 2 hats. As regards the assessment of application on the play market, I think one has to understand what we are doing, and we are implementing the function of control over the app users for the sake of those who, rather than use an application, look for results, who do the analytics. So these are the people that will have it harder while at the office. Yeah, just for your understanding, any market has people working in 3 companies hiding their side jobs. It is not possible with us. And definitely these unhappy people toss our, give the negative remarks to us, which is understandable. We don't allow that. What your words about things that weren't comprehensively understood?
Our revenue is generated in Ukraine, but almost 30% of revenue generated in Ukraine is from multinational companies. And some of these multinational companies pay for usage in other countries. So by documents, it is from Ukraine, but usage in different countries. Geography now, it is certain countries. Our main market is still Ukraine. The second market is Central Asia. And we are really leaders in Kazakhstan and leaders in Ukraine regarding our ICP. Also, we have less than 10% in Europe. And now we have a few contracts that will expand us to Europe through business and commercial unit sales to big logos. Regarding our strategy, how we are going to expand. First of all, I should start from ICP. So we have our ICP is 140 big international CPG producers, consumers goods companies such as PepsiCo, Nestle, etc. And we have priority list of 45 companies from this list. These 45 companies can generate for us 330 million ARR. And we already have contracts with 13 from these companies, from this list, in regions like Central Asia, Europe, and Ukraine. And our strategy, we are already listed accepted provider in these companies, and now we are extending to other regions and doing sales on commercial and business unit level. Regarding the team, yes, we hired sales executive, Yuri Prima. He built sales in big outsourcing companies, so he understands how to make big enterprise sales, and he is going to systemize them in our company. Also, he did it in US. Basically, when we are talking about US, we are talking that 2 of our co-founders will move to US and do the sales at the discovering phase by their own. One of them is me, with support of our team. Regarding methodology, we have Miller Hyman at the basis methodology of our enterprise sales, and we are doing enterprise sales long. Our team is doing long more time before Effie even was born. And we also worked in big enterprises, so we understand what is going on there. Thank you.
Супер, дякую. Насправді, класний випадок.
Super, thank you. Quite a classic example of a growing business, already revenue growing business, bringing business with very solid remarks from investors about things to pay attention to, things to pitch with, without drawing one's attention elsewhere. So a free tip for everyone to raise your the quality of your business communication. How to make a presentation much better. Make every slide with a key title representing the whole idea of it. Use your ChatGPT if you want. You can Google how McKinsey is doing it. It will help you because whatever kind of presentation you have, storytelling may unfold in such a way that a person, just by following the headlines of your slides, will get the knack of it, and then looking deeper into slides, he will get a better understanding. By that logic, you are going to have next level presentation for your own benefit. Thank you. We thank the investors for their valuable comments. And please welcome another startup representative. Sale pitch and Yuri Karpenko at his helm. I asked Roman, could I work as a pitcher for him? And he said, come to me with million IRR and you are guaranteed. Yeah, hi. I represent SelpMe startup and we work on an ecosystem to help businesses build their e-commerce projects. Working the niche of e-commerce, we found problems haunting the companies like thrift shop. These are outdated and they still want to have deluxe luxury goods. Meanwhile, they're still using some spreadsheets, maybe paperback notes, and they don't have any e-component to them. For this purpose, we are working on a digital ecosystem to provide e-commerce providers with online opportunity and functionality. It will help them improve their management inside the company and open new models for them. We do know how to work with such goods. We do know how work the market of pre-owned goods. That way we help repair shops, treatment shops, and so on to expand the business by simply connecting to our platform. The UK market is among our prime targets, one of the biggest ones probably in e-commerce, and second world's biggest in terms of the segment. The market for used goods is openly good. We charge 20% from the seniors and 10% from the goods sold online. The traction in Ukraine shows that just last November we had more than 2 tons worth of goods. We have a go-to-market strategy free of charge for suppliers to help them cover their costs. Because we do know how to bring in the goods, and then we are going to launch online sales. Most of our competitors work to cover just one part of the process, like stock taking. Meanwhile, our system allows covering everything, from customer who wants to give up his her goods to the seller. We are a team of 2 founders with more than 2 years of business experience, B2B, marketing. My partner Roman is a development. He worked on his own GMV project, which is now more than $2 million. We also have advisor Sergey Luzhetsky and Alexander. We are looking for $500,000 for 18 months to reach 200,000 GNV and be ready for the round.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Some positive news. In Palo Alto, we had a huge gadget store in the middle of the city. It closed, and instead the consignment shop opened up. So there is a market for it. I think it's very interesting what you're doing. Quick remark. You have amazing team on your slides. Surprising to not see any woman among them. So diversity counts, and that's something we look at. Second one. You are mentioning your AI tool that you are building. I would like to dive a little bit deeper in your technology stack. Walk me through that AI tool and what problem is that AI tool really solving. And the third one, you're raising 500K. Besides the money that you're raising, what else would you need a help from investor with?
Okay, thank you. Thank you that you noticed about women. We think about it already, and we're looking for honestly CMO. If you know one, please make me know about what we're looking instead the money. We're interested in partnership with marketplaces as well as a logistic company, because a lot of our business based on logistic. We move items from the owner to the seller, consignment stores, and to the buyer. And if we can build a partnership with some logistic companies, it will be a great benefit for us, as well as we look in some service company like dry cleaners or some kind like a service company who can fix technique, and it's really simple for them to start e-commerce business with us. Yep, thank you.
And the AI tool.
Yeah, AI tool. So it's the most complicated thing. It's to make a listing, because we work a lot with B2C market, and we see people struggle to write title, to write description, to evaluate item. And honestly, we have some AI tool that we push in public, and with video content. This tool just make with photo and small description full listing and put it on OLX. OLX, it's Ukrainian eBay. Not just Ukrainian, but anyway. So we launched this micro product like based on chatbot in public with video content, and we got more than 20,000 new users in a month without any paid promotion. So basically, we use this AI solution for our sellers to make this listing effortlessly, just for, I don't know, 5 seconds.
Добре, я додам трошки свою думку. Ну, мені насправді дуже сподобався пітч. Я його чув, до речі, раніше ще на
Couple of my thoughts. I really like that pitch. I actually heard it before in Lviv, so I do like it. And you know, that was one of those pitches that I really like. There's not much to be improved, really, pitch-wise. But then, you know, you're still in the early stage. You don't have a revenue stream, so you have to really look at the team and look at your gut feeling and the problem that you're trying to solve, and whether we as investors think that the problem is global or not. And you know, our partner, our friend, and when he was listening to this for the very first time, he was here to go. Really, but I told him, look, let's try the solution. Let's see how it actually works. So he gave it a try, and a couple of days later, I asked him how did it go, and he said, well, you know, I never brought any of my old clothing there. I just thought I'll keep it. Anyway, so we're looking at the problem that you are trying to solve here, and kind of feeling wise, it was a bit off back then. But again, like I said, the pitch is pretty cool, and I'm sure there's a market for it, and I'm sure you'll be able to find investors and clients soon enough. And I'm sure you'll find it easier later on, once you've provided a proof of concept. Once you've got a feeling, you know, how to bring people in, how to, you know, get them to bring those close to those stores.
Це наш найбільший компетитор. Просто, до речі, я от коли толока, я пічив B2C історію. А зараз була от B2B, яка краще?
You know, back then I did a B2C pitch. This one is B2B. Which one's better, do you think? Well, I think they're similar, right? I mean,
Пришвидшити, дивись, наша задача не навчитись залучати, не заставити вас піднімати жопу і нести ці речі.
it's not our job to get you to take those clothes to the thrift store, to a thrift store. That's our biggest competitor. You know, there's this kind of behavior when you just don't feel like, you know, getting rid of that stuff, and you just keep sitting there. So it's our job is just, you know, to automate this process. All you have to do is press a button. Well, you know, you've yet to achieve this, right? Yes, for sure. Of course, you know, we've got to implement many things before we get there, but it's in the roadmap. Anyway, yes. Thank you. Sergey, so I didn't hear anything about your offline component. I mean, you were talking about B2B, and you were talking about thrift stores and how they, you know, don't know really how to take pictures of the goods. And speaking of scalability, you know, this is critical. I think that the things that they are not doing, according to you. And I mean, I have a story I can share with you later on, you know, about a logistics company that built a warehouse in Poland, and, you know, they're running a huge operation there. So anyway, this offline component seems to be missing. And also you mentioned you had traction in Ukraine.
Якщо ви показали трекшн UK, піднімається на UK, ну мені зрозуміло, ви тестували гіпотези, там продовжуєте.
And you know, you said you were raising money in the UK. I mean, how come? I mean, you said you had traction here in Ukraine. It just doesn't seem to match this. Well, you see, the thrift stores, they know how to make photos, to take photos of their goods. They don't really know how to list it. And while some of them do, the whole process is very complicated. You know, they have to upload a photo, fill out 5 or 7 fields, you know, to classify the thing they're trying to sell. So, you know, this is where they struggle. And there seem to be audio issues from the stage.
клієнта збираєтеся, щоб це перетворити на товар. Це велика робота. В цьому ця магія 100%. Я тут знаходжу на 100%. Я знаю зараз, в чому розповідаю для них. Супер інструмент, щоб працювати цих товарів є Space. Менеджмент зараз являється для продажу онлайн. Там є ще але я думаю, що є час обговорювати. Супер цей. Додавання думаю, що дуже теж. Ще я думаю, що хорошо так. Я не затягую, я просто став між українською і російською і західними інвесторами, що робив. Дякую, Сергій, дуже цікавий цей. Дякую. Я думаю, ми всі трохи дізналися, це те, що один з плюсів інвестора, що ти спілкуєшся з класними енергійними людьми, які щось розповідають про дуже цікаві ніші в індустрії, і ти таким чином вже щось і сам більше знаєш. Що ж, наш останній третій віч – це Наталія Вілоневич із The Ways. Давайте слухаємо.
Привіт. Отже, знайомтесь. Ну, будь ласка, поможіть мені хтось. Чому? Все добре. Дякую. Отже, знайомтесь, це Jooble. Вона прийшла до нас на платформу, коли мріє стати growth-менеджером. За місяць
hello, this is Jooble, and she's a growth manager, and she's been there for a month, and she managed to find a job in a very prospective startup, so she was faced with a number of unknown challenges and things that she had to do, and eventually she succeeded, and she managed to bring lots of money for her company. And while this is a fake person, her story is pretty valid. And hello, my name is Nestor, and we run a professional experience marketplace where we help people find solutions to their professional problems. So how it works, fairly straightforward. You choose your challenge, and by a click of a button, you will get access to experts who have gone through similar things or are subject matter experts. So you can choose a format, live, correspondence, long-term, short-term, and we want to change the game. Imagine a professional experience marketplace powered by AI that works as your own personal navigator. All you have to do is indicate your challenge, and then you get an individual sort of a guidance and development trajectory from our AI, and not just something that's indicative, but an actual roadmap with the actual content involving support of actual experts. So we have 270 subject matter experts working on our platform, having helped thousands of clients solve their professional challenges, and we've been growing since day one. Our business model is pretty straightforward. It's a take rate of 30-40% from successful contacts. Feedback, is very important, and we'd like to joke, whenever you feel sad, and go and read some feedback, and if the feedback has been very good so far. We have donated 300,000 hryvnias to date as well. You know, we target the corporate learning and training market. It's a very old and very competitive market as well. But with the opportunities being unlocked by AI, this market will experience growth in the future, which creates opportunities for us. Part of our team has experience building large-scale products, and currently we're raising 200K for a pre-seed round to scale up sales in Ukraine and to see, you know, where we want to expand next and how we can improve our AI capabilities even better. Now, if you follow this link, you will be able to join our closed chat group where you will learn more about important milestones and achievements today. Thank you. Okay, let me start.
Перше, що мене дуже смутило, це чорт, який ви вказали на слайді, да, тобто ви написали, що один з 5 залишається, тобто 4 відвалюються, і це, виходить, 80% чорт.
We're talking about 80% here, so 4 out of 5. So, I mean, I'm not sure what your customer acquisition cost is, but, you know, a churn of 80%, I mean, it should be smaller than that. That's thing one. Now, I tried to find this app and I couldn't find it. It's not an app, it's a platform. Oh, I see. And the third thing that I found concerning, and I mean, I get it, like the way Prepl works, you know, bringing together students or, you know, psychologists with whoever need that support. But in here, bringing in these mentors, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. Because you see, great mentors, efficient lawyers, or, you know, actual subject matter experts, their time costs a lot of money.
Пізніше може інвестувати в нього. Ну там умовно за 200-300 гривень.
You know, you can't expect them to work for, you know, $10 per session or something like that. Okay. Thank you. Let me respond to that. When last month one of the mentoring sessions was sold for 13,000 hryvnias, you know, so we have C-level experts, we have founders, we have other top subject matter experts, and, you know, they're motivated to help, and, you know, for them, this is not their only source of income, really. You know, it's more of a sort of a drive that they have, and they just want to help out this way. Now, regarding churn, well, this is data over 1 year, and, you know, as with any marketplace, you know, you can't really make these judgments that quickly, but, you know, people are coming back to us. And yes, and thanks for pointing this out. We will work on it.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for the presentation. Well, you know, it took me 6 slides to understand what you're actually doing. It was very, very vague professional experience, whatever it is. So usually I would walk away on the slide 3, I will move on to the next one. That's like to work something on the communication. You're not mentioning mentor, expert, like it's too vague. So you should change a little bit of that. Second one, there are so many decks I'm getting in the last 3-4 years exactly in that space. It's extremely crowded. From your presentation, I could not hear a word how you're differentiating yourself from this. This is like, I couldn't find your uniqueness. It didn't come out from this presentation. Third one, you're mentioning clients from Oracle, clients of both. Of course, we're looking for this kind of names. Who is that client? Who is your client? Can you describe the profile? Who is looking for this expertise? And the fourth one, which is very important to your business, how do you actually source those experts and how do you vet them to ensure the high quality?
Thank you for your questions. I'll start with competitors. We have competitors in the Ukrainian market and abroad. We can say that it's like the same principle. We differentiate from them. And there are a lot of different competitors, different kind of competitors. For example, courses, it's one type, and then mentorship platforms in the second type, and ChatGPT or Google. And all of them, they use different formats to help our clients. But we are trying to make the most efficient way in the shortest time for our clients. What I mean that when you have some challenge, you don't understand which one of these formats is the most efficient for you. And we are trying to make this decision for you. You go on our platform and you will understand that, okay, I need the answer tomorrow, so I don't need to go through a course, but I have to have like a very efficient answer. So ChatGPT also doesn't help me because I need some insights. So we will give you like a mentorship session for this challenge. But for another situation, for other people, that can be course or ChatGPT or something else. It depends. And we are trying to do like this system that will combine all of these formats. I forgot about others' questions.
When you say you, who is that you? Who is that ideal customer? Did you figure it out? Is it like women, men, age? Where are they in their career path? Maybe we can just double click.
Gender doesn't matter. We think that our client is a specialist of a tech company, or those who wants to get in a tech company, or founder who make tech companies. And we have this kind of two types of challenges that we help to solve. First is career challenges, and second are work challenges, like you already work and you have some questions or how to make a go-to-market strategy or how to fundraise or how to sell. So we kind of go from not from the person, but from the challenge we are helping to solve.
And please let me know about how you source and how do you vet the experts on your platform.
Yeah, we have a lot of inbound because our current mentors are like top specialists on the market and everyone wants to join us. But we, of course, have several stages of checking them. First one is a general check by resume. Second check is interview, and third one is application. And it's funny, but it's the last step when a lot of people just go away because it's you have to have a lot of motivation to go through this step. As I said previously, we're looking for people who are very motivated to help others, and we are like. Okay, that's a little bit. Thank you.
That works very much. You know, the motivation works very much for a short period of time. But what is important for you that this platform is a sustainable business. The experts are top, and it's paid, and they're paid appropriately as they should. That's my opinion on it.
Thank you.
Да, буде швидко. Ну, одразу скажу, що там логотип нашої компанії десь стояв біля Oracle, і багато SEO-компаній, які тільки починають, приходили.
You know, our logo was there quite close to Oracle.
Отримав консультацію на 2 години, там head of sales компанії. Дуже були вдячні з точки зору.
Yeah, I mean, we have people who said that they really like the platform, and I have heard those stories myself, right? But from the point of view of an investor, everything comes down to supply-demand balance. If it's the right kind of balance, then it's going to take off. If it's not, then it won't. And again, you know, there are many platforms like this out there, and I can't see what makes you stand out, what differentiates you from the rest, and how are you intending to take off as a business. And I mean, motivation is nice and fine, but if you know nobody gets any applications anymore and you know doesn't get paid, that's it. That's game over right there. So as an investor, I want to see the balance of supply and demand that you're looking at. And I mean, you know, once it's up and running, then I get it. I mean, it can be pretty lucrative, but how do you bring it up? That's a difficult one. And we have a question. It's from Artur from WorkUA. Yes, I think we've met. Why didn't you ask WorkUA whether we wanted to invest in you or not? Well, I don't have an answer. I mean, it's a rhetorical kind of question.
Ви наче шукаєте, але ну мені щиро не зрозуміло, чому ви
You're looking for something, but I mean, I'm not sure why you didn't ask us. Why you didn't come and talk to us and all these other companies?
Я можу сказати, що ми теж отримали позитивний досвід. Ми задоволені. І можливо навіть
our experience was pretty positive so far. Which was very strange, you know, and we never got that question whether we wanted to invest or not. And it's a big question, you know. It's you want to invest into someone who is willing to, you know, to compete, to do all it takes. And the reason you didn't do that, it kind of shows you that you're different.
Ми тільки нещодавно сформували, навіщо нам інвестиції. Тобто до цього
Well, I mean, we've only recently came up with a decent justification for why we need investments and what we need them for.
Дякую за коментар змістовний. Дякую, Наталя, за піч.
Дуже дякую всім.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, Natalia. Now, friends, we've listened to three totally different pitches from three different founders of three different companies. Let's give them a round of applause for sharing their ideas. And let's also thank our investors who helped us take a slightly different look at all of these different ideas. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you.